So this section will be important for those people who are not able to actively invest their money. So I used to struggle with budgeting and always used to overspend my budget. I did not know how much is too much when it comes to a budgeting category. Later, I learned about this technique which totally changed my life forever, but after using it for 4 years, it doesn't work for me anymore. So let's discuss about this technique called 50-30-20 rule of money. This simple rule of 50-30-20 for money is designed by Elizabeth Warren, who was a US senator. Elizabeth Warren has released a book called All Your Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan with her daughter and has mentioned this technique in it. So if you want to buy that book, I'm also putting a link in the description for that book. If you are beginner to budgeting and haven't heard about this rule yet, I'm sure that by the end of this video, you will feel empowered and have more control over your finances and budgeting. And I will also share with you why this rule eventually stopped working for me, but for that you will have to watch the entire video. Studies suggest that 66% of the Americans are not tracking their budget, 29% of the Canadians have never created their budget, and 66% of the Canadians need better budget in their lifestyle. Before starting to understand the strategy, let me try to help you understand why do you actually need the budgeting. Budgeting can help you track your expenses if you are not good at understanding where you are actually spending your money. It can also help you with tracking your savings goals. So if you are unsure about what is happening with your current savings goals and why are you not able to meet it, then your budgeting can definitely help you out in that category. Budgeting can also help you understand the process to follow. So you don't have to worry about understanding every single thing what is going on in your life. Rather just follow this process of budgeting and it will help you keep track of your financials. When you are not budgeting actively, you have to keep thinking about what is in your hand and how much you are actually spending, because you might end up overspending and that's what's stressing you out. But budgeting will give you that process to follow, so you don't have to actually think about the money. And because overspending might be one of the biggest consequences what you are facing right now, overspending is the thing which can be controlled only by budgeting. See, don't get demotivated or worried about actually following this process the way I'm describing, because you can always choose the way you want to do it. You can tweak it so that it helps you and supports you on your budgeting goals. This video is going to be a little longer as I'm covering all the basic topics, so feel free to jump into the section you are interested in, and I'm listing down everything into the timeline on description. 50-30-20 rule. The simple concept of this rule is to spend 50% on your needs, 30% on your wants, and 20% on savings or investments. Now, if that's all you wanted to know, you don't need to watch this video further. But understand that you need to know more about this than just the theory behind it, and I'm going to help you uncover that today. Now let's break it down a little bit. Now, before we begin designing our budget using the 50-30-20 rule, there are some prerequisites which you need to know, so please work with me here. To start this, we will need your after-tax income. You should know your taxes, your CPP, your EI deductions. If you haven't started the job already, then go to talent.com and try to find out your after-tax income based on the numbers you put in there. If you are already working actively on your job, then just use your pay stub to get your after-tax income every month. Now, from your after-tax income, you can spare 50% of it for your needs, which means that anything which you need to survive in your current state. This rule does not have to be strict. You can technically use it to stay disciplined. If you are making $20 to $25 per hour or making $45,000 to $50,000 per annum, then that strategy might work for you. Now let's try to understand what goes into 50%. The first thing is food. Now this does not mean the restaurants. This means that anything which you need to barely survive, the bare minimums. So for example, the groceries or anything which you need to consume as a food and you cannot survive without that. Next is shelter. In shelter, you will have to include your mortgage payments if you are owning the house, your condo fees, your rent if you are renting the place, and also your healthcare, because healthcare is necessary for anyone to survive. Utilities could include your gas, your hydro, your water bill, or your phone as well, but make sure that everything has to be minimal enough to survive. You don't have to use lavish lifestyle here because this is needs section. The another thing which you can consider in the needs could be your debt payment, minimum debt payment. Now minimum debt payment is needed to make sure that you are afloat in the market and you are not kind of adding your debt every time. So minimum debt payment, if it's $10, then $10 is coming in your needs section. Now before we continue, if you feel that there is some value in this budgeting technique, then please do share this video with your relatives or friends who might get help out of this video. Now let's go to the next part, which is 30%, which goes into your wants section. 30% here you can spend on anything which you do not need but you want in your life. Now bear in mind that here comes your bills for restaurants or your phone bills which are excessive and you don't regularly need it. So you shouldn't be spending or putting that into 50% category, but rather put that into this 30% category where your wants comes. So in wants section, we have restaurants, we have all your subscriptions, we have all your movie night dates, anything which you need, your hobbies, also your travel plans. So don't be that boring guy who does not have any life and just trying to save that money, but try to at least utilize it. Try to use this 30% of your budget to do something meaningful with your life, do something which you enjoy doing it, you are passionate about it. Now last part is 20% on savings or investments. Now think about this, that when you are regularly receiving your salary, most of the time you will be spending everything and you don't have any savings left which you can then save or invest. So that's your major problem, and most of the people are facing that problem every single day. So this section will be important for those people who are not able to actively invest their money. In 20%, consider your RRSPs for Canada or 401k for United States. Consider your TFSA for Canada or Roth IRA for US. You should also consider your emergency fund, which is supposed to be around 6 to 12 months of your income, which you need to barely survive. Now from that, I don't mean that you need only that 50% of your income, but good enough so that you can finish all the two categories which I just listed before. Now if you want to learn more about the emergency funds and how much you should actually use for an emergency fund, then let me know in the comment section so I can make an entire video on just emergency funds. And please also subscribe to my channel if you want to get notified when that video is out. If you are in Canada and want to know whether RRSP or TFSA is the right fit for you, then I'm linking the video here and also in the description so you can learn more about it. Finally and most important is the debt consolidation as well as the repayment. So here what we are trying to do is we are actually consolidating all your savings and investment and making sure that your overall value goes into the positive ratio rather than negative. For example, if you are investing in the market and you are getting 9% average returns, but you are paying 10% on your debt, then it's wise to cover that debt first rather than investing in the stock market. For me personally, the rule of 50, 30, 20 does not make a lot of sense or did not make sense 4 years before. So I switched it a little bit. I went from 50, 30, 20 to 50, 20, 30 because my wants I figured was less and I did not want to invest a lot more on my wants. So instead I used that additional 10% on investment and savings. Now you don't have to go that aggressive when it comes to savings, but this is just basically my perspective on my investment journey. And if you want to follow what I did, then probably it will help you to retire early at some point of time. Now let's put everything we just learned into an example. Let's say your salary is $30,000. That means you will spend 50% of that into your needs, which is $15,000 per year, which means $1,250 per month should be allocated to your needs. $9,000 per year goes into your wants, which means you can spend around $750 in your wants category. And $6,000 goes into your investment category, which means that you can technically spend $500 every month in your savings and investments or debt reconsolidations. Now, if you have enjoyed my video so far, please hit a thumbs up because apparently that helps the YouTube algorithm spread the video. We learned about the theory, but here is the real life catch. It's not necessary that you will be able to manage and maintain it very aggressively. So you don't have to really worry about this. This is just a guideline for you to make sure that you can reach your goal of budgeting at some point of time this year. So do plan that vacation and enjoy that hobby. Just make sure that you have a budget and you are working out accordingly. If that 30% of your budget is not actually covering all your wants, then it's time to upskill yourself to make sure that you are investing that 30% amount in upskilling and learning more stuff so that you can have multiple streams of income and can grow from there. Unfortunately, we are in a generation where multiple stream of income is necessary and having one job does not equals to security. I will be making a video soon about having a multiple stream of income and how you can do that, so stay tuned for that. Now here comes the climax. We know that this process is working for a lot of people in the world, then why it stopped working suddenly for me after 4 years? Initially, when I moved from India to Canada and I started my job, it was needed to help me understand what actually budgeting is, because when I was living in India, I used to live with my parents and I really did not need budgeting or helping to make sure where should I categorize my salary and how should I spend it. But here, I needed to be disciplined. So this technique initially helped me to stay disciplined and helped me achieve my savings goals. I realized that this technique is not a solution, but an aid to a solution. The solution actually is how you can live a meaningful, better financial life, and this technique actually helped me to be into that discipline where I can lead a better financial life. Now at this point of time in my life, I consider that I am financially healthy and I really don't need to stick to the budget. So when you are into that phase as well, you might also see that you are outgrowing this technique and you would probably be able to better manage your budget even without this rule. And finally, I think that this budgeting technique does not work for everyone. It only works for people who are beginners, or the people who are struggling into making that budget, or people who have larger expenses for no reason. They don't know where their spending is going. Now, if you don't want to manually divide your salary into each section, I am attaching a Google spreadsheet in the description so that you can use it to calculate for your salary and make sure that you are hitting the right budgeting amount every month. So please feel free to use that Google spreadsheet template and make your own calculations. If you have a friend or family member who need to learn more about the finances and wants to learn more about the budgeting and investments, I'm going to make videos every single week, so please tell them to subscribe to my channel, which can help them. Now if you enjoyed this video, you will probably like this video as well, where I am explaining 5 tips to save money during the recession. So thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one.